Hey guys, so this is part 2 of my seed starting. I went ahead and filled up these cells here, the two sets of 12 cells with the Master Garden seed starter soil. Made it nice and spongy. It's ready to go. You can see there I did use gloves, took my gloves off because now it's time to start to drop some seeds in. I have went ahead and picked out some of the herb seeds that I'm hopeful to get started. Here, you can take a look. There we go. Oregano, thyme. Did I show the oregano? There we go. I am still debating if I start cabbage. I do have basil I would like to start. I have a mix of different lettuces, salads to begin. I am not sure I'm ready to commit to that many. I already have some kohlrabi growing down in my greenhouse. I have started a few sets of peppers. Peppers always take a longer time, so I do that ahead of time. I have not grown cabbage yet in my garden. I've really debated it, but I seem to have a problem, an issue with pest insects. So we'll see. We'll see. I'm not quite sold yet. So what I'm going to do is I have my cells here, my two separate cells. I'm going to go ahead and put them into the bottom base. This will hold any of the moisture in. So, you know, we made the soil real spongy. And some might think, oh, that's really spongy. But can you see here? You can already see that the water is draining out of the soil. It's real light, fluffy soil. And with that, it's going to dry out. So your seeds really need to have quite a bit of moisture to keep them growing. If they dry out, your seeds are done. They're going to be goners. You'll have to start the whole process over again. So when you're first starting seeds, it's a little bit tricky. They don't want to be dry. They don't want to be wet. They don't want to be too hot. They have so many needs that need to be taken care of in order for your garden to thrive. But you know what I do? I plant enough seeds that you're never going to know if I kill any. All right, so let's give it a go. Earlier in the part 1 of my video, I told you that I put just 1 seed per cell. And I do that because I want to save the seeds. I don't want to use them all because it is costly. It adds up. I have a huge collection of seeds, and I find my favorites and then I want to hold on to them. So instead of wasting putting 2 seeds per cell, which a lot of people recommend, I only do drop 1 seed in. And this is also because I do not have enough space and I have a really hard time letting go of seedlings. Once I've started them, I get to where I've grown attached with them. Sounds crazy? I know, but it happens. So let's go ahead. I'm going to go ahead and get started here. Okay. Get my seeds going. These are real tiny. If you can see, that might be a little bit trickier to just get 1 or so in. Okay. I'm going to hold it with this hand. Give it a go. Just going to take a few. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and lay this here. Let me see. Give me a bear with me, friends. This is the first time I've made a video showing exactly how I do this. But I always have people ask, hey, Amanda, how do you do this? How do you do that? How do you start this seed? And so now I've finally been convinced to start a little channel. So this is what we're doing. Excuse me. So I have my seeds. We already saw them. They're itty bitty. This is an herb. I only know, it's kind of funny. So I lived in Austria for a while, so sometimes I only know how to say things. Oh, those are tiny, tiny, tiny. There's no way I'm gonna get just 1 seed. It's gonna be multiple. So you can see they're so itty bitty. Yeah, there's no way. So I'm going to try my best to get just one seed in each cell, but yeah, not gonna happen. I'm gonna go ahead and just sprinkle them. When you're doing herbs, they need to be just on the top soil, or excuse me, top layer. You do not want them deep. You don't want them deep. So what I like to do is I take them, but I'm gonna do just 6 of them. As I said, I have a hard time. I get committed to these seeds and then I have trouble letting go of them. I know it. I get it. I know. It sounds crazy, but it is what it is. Okay, so then I take my pencil. Since these are a surface seed, I just push them in just a little bit. Just give them a little bit of a... There we go. You can use... I like to use a pencil. But you can also use a toothpick. That's my other option that I do. Let me show you that. Okay. I'll show you with a toothpick. Excuse me. Shakeroo. Wow. Boy, I don't know where that's all coming from. Okay, so you just use a toothpick and you just put it in. Put it in. There we go. And just kind of hope to get them in the soil lightly on top. You know, every gardener has their own ways. This is not necessarily the right way. Might not be the way your neighbor agrees. Might not be the way you agree to do it. But every gardener finds their own way. And that's okay. That's the best part of gardening. Okay, there we go. So we're going to put those on in. And I am just going to repeat the process. There we go. I see a few seeds on top. There we go. Mix them on in. I can also put a real fine layer of soil. That works too. But with the little itty bitty seeds, I just give it a little mix of real. There we go. Mix, mix, mix. Okay, there we have it. There's that first round. Alright, so next I have, put that away. Next we have oregano. This is one that I plant often, as you can tell. I have a little herb box that I use that my husband built me. Magnificent. It's really beautiful. He did a great job. And I utilize it all summer long. I put basil, I have chives, I have thyme, I have oregano. And there, I'm going to go ahead and get these seeds out. Again, herb seeds are small. So, I know I said that I only put one seed per, oh, I can't get it open. One seed per cell. But I do use a little bit more when it comes to herbs. Open it up. There we go. And the seed I'm using. These are probably quite old, but, oh, those are even smaller. Good gravy. Okay, there you go, you can see. They're little itty bitty ones too. Can't even focus on them, they're that tiny. There you go. Okay, let's do it. Let's get them, let's drop them on in. There's our oregano. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Sprinkle them on in. So like itty bitty. Those are even smaller than the others. Okay. Good goodness. There we go. Okay, sprinkle them on in. Not sure if you could see them there. I put them on the other side of the cell. So now I'm just taking my toothpick. Just gonna mix them on in up top a little bit, just a little bit. So I did switch over to the toothpick just because these are so tiny. The seeds are really small. So I want to go ahead and make sure I'm not making it too deep. I kind of fluff them up a little. There we go. And that's just it. We just keep doing that. I'm going to go, whoops, sorry about that. I'm going to go ahead and finish fluffing them a little bit. You can see. There we go. Fluff it up. And I said thank you for joining me. I know this is a new channel, a new process, very amateur. I am not claiming to be a master gardener, although I use their soil. It's just a hobby, it's just for fun. I do my best every year. I am just in awe of the beauty my garden brings, the flavors, the experience, and most of all, just the peace that it brings me within my garden. It is always a time that I love most, when I can start seed starting. Once I can start sowing seed, that's better. It just fills me with so many emotions. Okay, so there you go. Now you have it, friends. We started one, so I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna hold off on the second one until I decide if I'm starting cabbage or not. And I still might wait another week until I start salads, but there we go. We've got it. I might top it off. I have my topper. Put it right on. Thank you, Amazon. Okay, there we go. And I'm gonna go ahead and pop this on there too. I want to make it to where it vents. Hold on, let me see if I can do it with just one hand. Nope, I have to take my hand away. There we go. We'll just pop it in. We're gonna vent it just a dash, but not too much, because I want to make sure herbs are more warm weather. I'll probably put them on the heating mat, put them at the direct light, and watch them grow. Thank you guys. I hope you enjoyed. If you have any questions, be sure to comment and I'll be happy to answer.